Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody's having a nice day so far. Like and subscribe if you appreciate the video. And if you're a subscriber already, then hit the bell icon. It'll help me with the algorithms. And if you're not a subscriber and you enjoy the content, then subscribe. Now let's get straight to it. The most important thing that is taught in the Bible is the sentence: a rich man has as much chance of getting into heaven as a camel passing through the eye of a needle. The reason Jesus or Yahshua said these words is because greed creates all negativity in the world. Greed creates sin. Greed creates sin. Here's another saying: idle hands are the devil's workshop. Idle hands are the devil's workshop. And who has idle hands? People who do not have to work, and they are the rich. It is also said, money is the what? Money is the root to all evil. Money is the root to all evil. That is common sense. Now let me tell you something. I've studied this situation. I've studied white people, black people, every ethnicity in the United States. And I had to ask myself a simple question. I knew the problem. The problem was rich people. Rich people are like parasites. And they just consume, but they don't use, and use. Money is a medium of exchange. Money has no value if it is just sitting up in the bank. Money has no value if it is sitting up in the bank. That money would circulate and help the economy if the money was put into the hands of the poor so that it can circulate and it can be used. That is the creativity of money. Now, I listened to some MAGA Republicans, far-right Republicans, and this is what they wanted. They all want a cap on personal wealth. They all want a living wage. They all want national health care. They all want college tuition, free college tuition, which is what we pay Israel to have. And we pay for them to have national health care. People do not want to be lied to on television. And every television commercial we see is a lie. Because as soon as you go to that company, we got to worry about the small print. Campaign finance reform, we need that. We need if you're running for president, then the federal government should allocate a certain amount of money to each individual running. And that certain amount of money should be equal. So they should be federally funded. And if Cornell wants to win the presidency, he should get a haircut and a lineup. And these first six things is what all MAGA Republicans want. Okay, what do liberals want? A cap on personal wealth, the living wage raised to the minimum wage raised to a living wage, national health care, student loans paid off, lying on TV and to people. They want that to be made illegal. And they want campaign finance reform so that you will get an equal message across. And then going back to number 5, you won't have candidates lying to you. What do moderates want? A cap on wealth, living wage, national health care, student loans paid off, and free college tuition. The public, make it illegal to lie to the public. Nobody wants to be lied to. And they want each candidate funded equally, and let that come out of taxpayers' dollars. And you see, we wouldn't have a deficit if there were no rich, there would be no deficit. If there was a cap, and look, once a person makes a certain amount of money, okay, live off of that. And if you make that certain amount of money, then we can say if you decide that you don't want to work anymore, then that's okay. You won't have to pay any more taxes. You can live off the interest on your money, and you don't have to pay any taxes on anything. You reach that ceiling, and that will be your generational wealth, the fact that you don't have any more taxes. So when you pass away, then your kids, they get to split that $10 million up. But at least they're not waiting on you to die so that they can take your money. They can work and accumulate their own wealth. And then if this is a Christian nation, like it's supposed to be, which it is not, and if it followed the teachings of Jesus, we would be socialism would be the order of the day, because socialism makes you your brother's keeper. And what created racism? The thing that created racism was classism. Classism created racism. And everybody wants to be of a higher class. That's what racism is based on. Everybody is based on some white people at the bottom wanting to be better than somebody else. And I'm going to tell you something else this would do. Athletes would play sports because they enjoy playing sports. People would want to be doctors because they want to heal people and they want to be of service to humanity. Police would be police because they care about justice. Judges would be judges because they care about being a judge. There would be no need for abortions because women would be able to take care of their children. Society, people would even be garbage men to keep the city clean. And they would, and we would have, and the garbage would be sorted because we want to take care of the earth. You see, there are machines that can produce water out of the air. But you have people that don't want this to happen because they want you to be dependent upon them for the purpose of making money. See, rich people want you to be dependent upon them so they can control you and control your wages. Now let me ask yourself, ask this. Do you want Bill Gates controlling your life? Because he can control your life with the money he has. And let me explain something to you real quick. The main reason why nobody deserves to be a billionaire is because of this. The knowledge which comes from creation, which exists in the past, belongs to all of humanity. That knowledge belongs to all of humanity because it was created by who? All of humanity, not one single person. It was created by all of humanity. Therefore, we all have a we all have something to do with this money, this intelligence being created that put us in this situation. And this intelligence, it was compiled by, traded to and fro, built up on by all of humanity. We all have a stake in this technology. One person should not be able to buy a patent and own someone else's ideas. No one should be able to profit billions and billions of dollars off someone else's idea. Bill Gates didn't create the internet. He didn't create Microsoft. He just patented everything. Now, does he deserve to own everything because he put a patent on it? No, he doesn't. Knowledge is not exclusive of one particular ethnicity. Knowledge is not exclusive of one particular ethnicity. All ethnicities have a right to technology because all ethnicities put in something. The sum total of all the technology in the world was created by everybody. Everybody. It was created by the woman in the kitchen who prepared meals for her kids and made sure that they grew up to be responsible adults, nurtured and cared for them. You see, that would be respected if we put a limit on a person's wages, on a person's net income. Because, see, there's nothing. See, why should women be out here in the workforce working their butts off when they could be at home taking care of their man, taking care of their children, doing the things that God intended them to do? Now, I'm not saying, and if a woman wants to work, after you get Kevin Samuels thing, get married in your young years. Have your kids while you're young. Then when you get older, the kids are in school and things like this. Then if you want to step out into the workforce, do it. But do it at your leisure. Do it at your leisure, not because you have to do it. Not because you have to do it. And see, one of the things that I mentioned is lying to people. Because these rich folks have taken, and I'm going to say something else. Rich people should not own TV stations. They should not own TV stations. That should be publicly owned because TV stations were created by who? All of humanity. All of humanity created TV stations, created radio. So why should it be controlled by one group of people for their benefit and their benefit only? And their benefit is to hold us down and to make more money off of us and then put the money in the bank and it just sits there while people are walking around homeless, starving, and whatever. And so that people don't complain, what did they do? They put drugs in the black community. So now, and since it worked to a certain extent, if white people start to complain, what did they do? They put drugs in white communities too. And they let doctors give them to you. Then they overcharged us for medicines. These pharmaceutical companies owned by the rich overcharge United States citizens for medicines that you can get in Mexico and Canada for 90% less, and sometimes more than that. See, people, we got to cut this out. And then the people, and then even the people, even the police have gotten into this greed thing. They've gotten into this greed thing because they know good and well that when people go out there and protest for unions and things like this, that they're doing it for everybody. All these protests is for people. It's for the betterment of humanity. But you give a police a job, you pay him, you bribe him with a nice amount of money, and so he goes out there and does things that he really knows he shouldn't be doing to the American people, but he's trying to put food on the table. And in some cases, he's just greedy. Then you got police. See, there shouldn't be a ceiling on the minimum wage. It should be a ceiling on the amount of money that a person can make. That's where the ceiling is. Because all we got now is just money junkies. Okay, Bill Gates is worth what? $75 billion or whatever. But he wants you to believe that he cares about people when there are people that are homeless, starving, children are homeless and starving. And see, people is in every single war was based on what? Money. All wars are based on money and resources. See, if there was a limit on money, on how much money a person can accrue, then naturally society has put chains on this money junkie. We have to put chains on these money junkies and hold them back. If we don't put chains on these money junkies and hold them back, they become parasites. And we all become victims of this parasitic behavior. People feeding off of people. You see, humanity, don't believe this stuff about greed. Greed is a good thing. Greed is good. You need to be greedy. If you're not greedy, society won't advance. If you're not greedy, society won't advance. But guess what? The people that are scientists, engineers, they doing this out of the love of it. They like this. That's why they do the things they do. Curiosity. Man wants to know how far he can go. But when you put the rich in charge, only thing they thinking about is money. And you know what they wanted to do. I know you heard it. They wanted to sell trips to the moon. They wanted to sell trips to the moon. Never mind going to the moon for scientific knowledge to advance humanity throughout the cosmos. No, they wanted to sell trips to the moon. And then they sit around drinking, doing drugs. You got cocaine in the White House. They just partying it up and doing stupid stuff. Just partying up and doing stupid stuff. And then they make commercials and stuff on TV and false narratives to make us hate each other, as if we're the cause of the problem. Let me tell you something. Nothing happens in this world accidentally. Nothing in this world is accidental. And everything that happens in this world, somebody is profiting off of it. Someone is profiting off of it or hopes to profit off of it. Even people when you get old and you have to go to a nursing home, you want people in that nursing home that cares about humanity. You don't want people in that nursing home just trying to make a quick buck. And see, people do care about people if you allow people to care about people. But when you create a dog-eat-dog world, dogs are going to eat dogs. When you create a dog-eat-dog world, and that's what the rich want to do. They want to create a dog-eat-dog world where we are always on each other's necks, and they're just taking money. And then the way the United States is ran, the United States prints money and gives it to the Federal Reserve and borrows the money back at interest, making whether you are black, white, I don't care what you are. If you live in the United States, you a slave. If you live in the United States and you pay taxes, you a slave because your tax dollars is going to the government, and then the government gives it to the rich, and the rich allows the government to borrow our money back at a higher with interest. So if that's not slavery, what is it? It makes us, well, it may not be slavery, but it makes us all indentured servants. It makes us indentured servants. So think about what I told you, because those six things is what everyone in this country wants. Those six things are what everyone in this country wants. And the seventh thing, Cornell, you need to get a haircut, man. Really, really, really. Go ahead, line it up, man. It won't hurt. With that, like and subscribe. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.